Hi, I'm Kinsey.
I'm Layla.
I'm Kaylee. And our topic is
about racism.
Hi, my name is Byron Miranda. I'm a teacher here at Peninsula High School.
First question, how has racism affected you?
Personally, racism hasn't really affected me. At least I don't recall, but I know that my parents both are immigrants from the Philippines. They told me of some racism that they've experienced, and do I need to know like exactly the moment? Oh, okay. Well, some of the racism is more like societal, cultural racism. So many of the times that my parents have felt racism was when they moved into a community where it was largely Caucasian. And we were the only Filipino family in the neighborhood. So I wouldn't say it's racism, but maybe it's more stereotyping, and they kind of assume that they knew everything about us just because of the color of our skin or where we're from. But we haven't experienced anything like violent or derogatory, but we just more of a social thing.
Second question, do you believe racism has gotten worse or better over the past few years?
I think racism has gotten better, at least in the state of Washington. I mean, I think our state and the community that we live in is really open to learning about other cultures, and we have a lot of diversity clubs and just many opportunities to learn about other people. And we stress respect, we stress differences, we appreciate everyone's differences. So it's less of an issue up here in Washington, but I could imagine down south where they had historical racism, due to slavery and segregation. I could see that being more of an issue down there, but I wouldn't know because I never lived down south.
Okay. Has anyone ever gotten your racial ethnicity wrong, and how often does it happen?
Some people have. I'm half Asian, so people don't really know who I am. And I've heard stuff like, oh, I'm American, or oh, I'm this way, or oh, this way, I'm that way. But it hasn't really affected me, but I've seen it affect others.
In what ways?
Just racial slurs, and also just making jokes about based off of their skin color or the way they look.
How does that make you feel when you hear these things?
It does kind of make me sad because it makes me feel that we need to help those people who are being subjected to those kind of matters, but also to help and improve these from happening.
How's racism affected you in your time in school?
Not very much. I mean, I do get the occasional Trump is going to build a wall and you're going to get deported joke, but I'm not even Mexican, so it has no effect on me.
My next question is what's a common race that you get mistaken as, and what's your actual race?
I'm a Pacific Islander. My parents are from Guam, and a lot of people think I'm Mexican and will make Mexican jokes about me, and will either speak to me in Spanish.
Does that ever get to you?
Usually it does. I just have a problem with people assuming my race and then just judging me just by that one assumption, rather than they can just plainly ask me what my nationality is.
Yeah. What do you think a big problem that you see around school, like racial comments and stuff? What do you think that is that you hear commonly?
Mostly about Trump and building a wall. Next question, please. Next question.
You ever see white supremacists around? How do you think racism affects you as a student here?
Well, I'm white, so it doesn't really affect me that much. But I could see other students how it can affect them, because yeah, I can see how that affects them, because the amount of people who are still racist, which I think is kind of ridiculous, it can really be bad for the people who actually get offended by that crowd. So.
What do you think of the current play that the theater's doing right now.
I don't know what it's
The,
about.
it's called On My Island, and it is a primarily white cast when it should be given.
Well, so the thing is that this school is mostly white. There's not a lot of like ethnic people here,
Yeah.
and so it's kind of hard to find.
Do you think they should use someone else, like, or do a different play? I mean,
Well, no. I think, well, okay. I don't know what the play's about, so.
it's about pretty much Hawaiian people,
Well,
and
there's
a bunch of white
limited,
people
there's-
are playing the roles.
There's a limited amount of people who, at the school, who could actually qualify as Hawaiian.
Well,
And those people might not want to be in the play, so I don't think that should keep them from doing it. That's kind of like reverse discrimination.
you don't think it's more so appropriating culture?
What? Next question.
Next question.